Hi everybody, welcome back to one of my videos. My name is Noah, and today I will be teaching you guys how to tape a rifle. 37.5 inch and a 36 inch. Because no one likes to teach 36s. They only like to teach 39s, which is DCI, WGI colleges, and that's not high school. So this is for high school, and I really hope y'all enjoy this video. If y'all have any comments or any suggestions or questions, please let me know. Text me either privately. I can either I have an Instagram account that I can give y'all later on in the video, but let's just hop on into this. So the very first thing that you're going to want to do is, is not your tape, I'm sorry, is your rifle. Like this. This one is already taped. It's already taped. It's only that this rifle is broken. This is a 37.5 inch. This is my brand new rifle, which I will be taping today. This is a 36 inch completely. This is what the high schools will spin, except not the white straps or the silver strap or the silver bolt. Sorry about that, but it really just depends on what your instructor really wants you to do. And when you get your rifle, I encourage y'all to stretch the strap. Stretch it out, maybe do this a little bit, but not too much because I don't want it to rip it off the actual rifle. And make it loosen up the strap, because if you don't, it'll take a while for the strap to get loose, like this one has over time. See that? And see this? You want it to be like this one. So once you get your rifle and you stretch out your strap a little bit, once you order your rifle, and it should come with this little slip right here that says DSI, and it should have a picture of a rifle with black tape on it showing you where you need to tape it specifically. And your instructors might tell you differently, but this is what most of the guard instructors tell you to do, and that's just what I'm going to follow because that's what we do as well. Instead of using black tape, I'm going to be using white electrical tape. Make sure this is electrical tape that you are using. It cannot be duct tape or anything, because I don't know why specifically, but this is just the kind of tape that your instructors really want you to use, unless they tell you differently, which I doubt they will. But electrical tape is the number one to go through, so we're going to go through that. And put strapping tape underneath it before you do electrical tape, which I don't really have any strapping tape with me right now, but I would not encourage you to use packaging tape. Use strapping tape specifically. It'll help. It helps it when it cracks. It helps it like not to split all the way through, and it withholds cracks, and it lasts longer with strapping tape. But if you just use electrical tape, that's okay too, and it still will crack. It just won't last as long, I guess. But I expect this one to last me my whole entire high school years. I just got this one. What is today? Wednesday. Don't know the perfect amount of day or anything, but yeah, so let's get right into the video. The materials you will need is your rifle. You will need some electrical tape. Pick your favorite color, doesn't matter. And some more tape, whatever. You're gonna need a tape measure, and you're gonna need a screwdriver and some tape. And some scissors. So the very first thing that I want y'all guys to do is to take your rifle and take your screwdriver, and I want you to unscrew the bolt, which is right here, right off of that rifle. Okay. Sorry, y'all, this is taking forever, but they should have 2 screws in them. Just take them both right out real quick. So that, and then there you should have your bolt like this. It should be completely hollow, and this is what your rifle should look like without the strap. Without the bolt in it, and that is completely fine because and then next thing you want to do is take off your strap. So let's take off your strap real quick. Just unscrew those 2 little miniature screws that they have in there. A lot of people like to put it out in front of them and kind of like work it out like that and hold the rifle with their legs, but I'm sitting crisscross applesauce style right now, so I can't really do that, and I don't feel like getting up, making a big scene, and just doing too much. Okay. We got the little screw out. Make sure the bolt screws should be bigger and the strap screws should be smaller. Yeah, just gonna screw that right on out. My gosh, this is a workout. And there you go. And then you should have your strap like this. Whew. Made in Taiwan. Pretty cool. And then now your rifle should look like this, completely naked. It should not look anything more than just this. There should be 2 holes, one here, and then one here. So there should be a total of 4 holes in your rifle. And when you do this, I want you to hold it like this and make sure it's weighted correctly, because a lot of times they're not, and then you gotta like ended up returning them because then they won't swing properly. But yes, and then after you do that, you're going to want to take your electrical tape. Please mind, I will make another video of me taping another rifle the correct way with strapping tape. This just is not involving strapping tape, but it is still very right and true, just not with strapping tape. So take your tape, pick your favorite color. I'm choosing white to match the rifle, excuse me. Okay. And then you're going to want to take your tape, undo it a little bit. I would say, oh yeah, wait, sorry. Get your measuring tape. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I like mine to be perfect. So, because this is a rifle and it is not a flag, like the rifle spins a certain way, not like the flag does. And I would say about 2 inches of tape, or 3 inches. Sorry. I would say about 5 inches of tape, and then cut it down to the very bottom, just like that. So then you have your 5 inches of tape, and then you're gonna take the tip of the nose of the rifle. This is the tip / nose. Then you're going to go from the side. Not from the side. You're going to take the middle of the tape and you're going to put it right in the middle of that, on top of it like that. And then you're going to stretch them on the sides tightly. Stretch them on the sides tightly, and then they should be even on both sides, but mine's not, but that's okay. It don't really matter. And then you're going to get another 5 inches of tape. It doesn't have to be exactly 5 inches. I just like mine to be exactly 5 inches because I'm Noah and my OCD will literally go to the roof if I don't do it correctly. And then instead of doing it, you're going to do it on the opposite side. So instead of doing it on the same side, you're going to do it on the opposite side and pull it really tight, just like that, to where it makes like an X cross on the top. I don't know if y'all guys can see that. Probably not. And then after y'all guys do that, you're going to do the same thing, except you're going to do it on the sides of it, like on the edges of it. Same thing, 5 inches. It doesn't really matter if you do it 5 inches. It's just to help me how much I need. And then you go right across it, just like that. Make sure you pull it tight down like that, and make sure you try to get 0 air bubbles. And if you do, it's okay. It's not the end of the world. It's just so we like to make ours nice and professional and ethical. Yeah. And then you're going to do one more on the other side of the rifle. So you should have about 1, 2. So you should have about like 4 strips of electrical tape on your rifle at the very top for the nose. Just like that. And then what you're going to want to do, you're going to take your tape just like this, and then you're going to take the nose of the rifle. You're going to stand it up or sideways, however you like it, but I'm just going to do mine sideways like this. You're going to take it, and then you're going to put this on the side of the rifle, right at the tip of the nose, like right on the very edge. And then you are going to wrap this around it and work your way all the way down to the very edge and like to the very end of the 5-inch pieces of tape that I told y'all guys to put on. But if it's not exactly 5 inches, it's okay. Just make sure it's like about, hold on, let me measure that real quick. Just make sure it is about, I would say, just make sure it's about 3 inches down the rifle. So I would say about like your pointer finger size, like down to the end of it. Just make sure it is 3 inches. We like to do ours 3 inches. 3 inches or 3.5 inches. I would require 3.5 or 3. if I would say 3.5 if you're not really experienced, but if you're more experienced, I would say 3 inches because you know what you're doing. And yeah. So this is what it should look like, all nice and clean, no air bubbles. That looks fantastic. That looks professional and ethical, period. And then what you're going to want to do, you see this like little hole right here on your rifle towards the tip. You're going to take some tape, pick your favorite color. Shout out to Brian who has helped me through this as well. I'm following him on YouTube as well. He also posts on rifle taping, saber taping, and flag taping, and that's where I went to go learn. So shout out to Brian. And once you take your hole, I want you to wrap it, around that area, and I want you to go around it once, go off to the side, wrap that once, go back to the middle, wrap that once, go out to the side, wrap that once, and then I want you to cut it right there. So it should be like, I would say maybe 1.5 inches or maybe 2 inches, if the most. Take that, go off to the side, wrap that, go off to the middle, wrap that, go off to the side, wrap that, oh whoa, go off to the side. So I'm trying not to get any air bubbles in mine. Go off to the side, wrap that, just like that. And sometimes I like to go over my sides one more time, and then I would cut that like that, period. And then push it down with my body heat, and then I'm gonna go over to the side again that's closest to the tip of the nose, and I'm just gonna go over that one more time because I want mine to be evenly. Cut that. Use my body heat to really press that into the rifle. Yep. And then you're going to take your tape measure. Let me measure this real quick so then y'all know how much. Correct. So it should be like 2.5 inches from the very middle of the dot, from the hole on this side and this side. So I think it should be about like 1 inch on both. And then that 1/2 inch would be from that hole and then off to the sides. So then that's what that should look like. I don't know, y'all probably cannot see that, but that's what that should look like. Just like that. Yes, period. Like, and then for this middle part, I actually want to, I'm wondering if I should do I'm going to do this middle part with you first. So when I want you to grab your strap, I want you to put it on the same spot where your other holes were. And then look at your little piece of paper right here. And wherever you see, okay, so there should be like this little loop of it right here. And wherever it ends, wherever you put that at right there, that's where you need to start wrapping your rifle a little bit, and then maybe go 1 inch off of it. So instead of going right there, I would say maybe, let me see. I would say like, maybe I would go out 1 inch and then start from there. So instead of it being like right here, so starting from here, going down, I want you to go from like right here down. So like, and it's like a little bit off, but that's okay. And then what you're gonna wanna do is we're gonna take some tape. Excuse me, I have been a little digested. So we're gonna say, I know where to do it because I've done this so many times. You're going to, usually you can tell like if you spun it, like there should be like a little dent right here from these like little bolts right here holding this little loop of strap in. It will hit up against the wood and it will leave a little dent. Nothing, not a big deal, but I would go off maybe like 1 inch or so, or 1/2 inch off of that. So I would say about maybe right there. And then once you're right here, close to the tip of the nose, you're just gonna start wrapping it, and then you're gonna slowly make your way down to the neck of the rifle, which is this part right here, where your drop spins on. So let me do that. People say you need to pull it tight. I don't think it really matters because it's tape, it's going on it anyways, and it doesn't really have to be perfect and everything. And now whenever you come to this dip down, it will crease it a little bit. Just try your best to stop those creases. I know there's like no chance you're gonna be able to, but if there is, please try your best to stop it. And if you have to, maybe bend it a little bit and then bend it back into that shape, and bend it back into that position and way you're wanting it to go. Oh, air bubble. Don't want no air bubbles. But if you do get an air bubble, it is okay. And just continue wrapping it around the underneath the rifle and everything, because that will also help it, because if it splits on the neck or underneath the bolt, the tape will also help hold it together, so then it won't snap into immediately and come up and hit you in the head and really injure you or make you bleed or give you a missing eye. Because that can happen, and it has happened before, and it is not cool at all. It is not pretty. We don't want to see that. And then there should be 2 holes right here, just to ignore them where the bolt was placed in. Just tape right over those. It is completely fine, because once you put your bolt back over there, when you're getting ready to screw your bolt back in at the end, it will basically go into place because it's right over them. Keep going. And when it gets to like these funky ends of the rifle, just try your best to make sure they have no air bubbles. Like mine has 0 air bubbles right now. And then once you get down to right here, not exactly right on the neck, but I want you to go, it says go down to the neck and then out a little bit. So I would say from right here to here. So right here to here is where you need to continue taping, because if you don't, and if that neck splits, it's not going to be a pretty day for you and your rifle, because we like to have extra protection for our equipment and everything. So let's just do that. Going out. I'll do it one more time. And then you're done like this. And how you would end it, I would go right back over that one a little bit. Not too much. I wouldn't not make it a full loop, but I would just make sure it goes right back over that tape, so then it could really stick to that tape and not the wood, because the wood's not really that stickable to it. So I would just say like that. Oh no, I got a little air bubble. But that is okay. I don't know if y'all guys can see that, but it is strapped from right here all the way down to here. So from here to here is where you should tape from here to here. That is where you should tape from the bolt to the end of the neck. And then let's do the butt. The butt is a little more difficult. It is not like the tip of it, but it is kind of like it. You will do those little X shapes again. Let me fix my legs. Oh my gosh, my knees. So if I were you, I would take your take your rifle, put the nose downwards, and hold your rifle with your legs and in your knees. And then you're going to take your tape and you're gonna, I would say, put it like maybe like ½ an inch down from here. Let me see this, hold on. I would say maybe about like 6 to 7 inches worth of tape. Let me see something. I would say about 7 inches of tape, yes. And tape it long ways, so it goes over this whole entire middle piece. Make sure you pull it down tight too. Try your best not to get any air bubbles, which I just did, but that's okay. Make sure you pull it tight. Oh yes, and I am so sorry if I forgot about this. If your tip of the rifle doesn't have any kind of sort of white padding, squishy padding on it, make sure you get some. You can find that on Amazon and on the Band Shop. There's a website called the Band Shop, not the, but Band Shop, no spaces, and it's called Band Shop, and they have it on there. And just put in your information and then just order it and put it on your rifles. And I would suggest like getting not a drill, but I would say like a staple gun, and I would staple 3 little staples and staple it into the bottom of the gun, so then it stays right in there. That's what you would do if there's no padding on the tips or the butt of your rifle, because you want that so then if you drop it and it hits the nose and the butt over time, it doesn't chip the wood off so fast. And then you're going to do the same thing. Take about 7 inches of tape, and then you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to do it like on the side of it. On the side of the butt. And you will get like this like little wing right here, which that is okay. Just like plop it down. Pull this down tightly and pull that wing flap down. That is a-okay. And then we're going to do the same thing. Get 6 to 7 inches. I would say 7 inches for a 36-inch rifle. Pull that down. Oh, it's okay. It's not gonna be perfect. Oh crap, I think I did that too much on that one side. Uh-oh, it's okay. Pull that down tightly, fix that wing. And I would say use our body heat to press it down, and then that's what it should look like. That's what that should look like for now. And then you're gonna take the tip of your rifle, gonna put it down in between your legs again like that, facing downward, and then you're gonna take your piece of tape. I would say maybe 3 inches. If not that, 2 inches, or 2.5 inches. But I would say 3 inches, yeah. I would say 3 inches, and place it on the very end, and then pull it down long ways, so like a hot dog way. And then you're gonna pull them down really tightly. And then there's gonna be these 2 little flaps. It's okay, just pull them down, because at the very end we're gonna strap it around them like we did earlier. And then we're just gonna repeat that process like that. Pull down. No. Okay. Pull it down really tight. Press. Period. Just like that. And I'm not really measuring it anymore. I'm just eyeballing it, because I'm matching it up where they need to go, and then I'm making sure they're the exact same length before I fully press them down. That's it. That's correct. And then it should be about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would say about like 7 strands of tape, 7 strands of 3 inches of tape, going short ways on the butt of the rifle. And this is just to have extra protection over the rifle, so then no dirt or anything gets up underneath there while you toss. And when you drop it, you will drop the rifle. Like, there is not going to be a day when you like won't drop your rifle. Okay, I finally got that one out of itself. Okay, so I'm going to pull that one down. I'm going to flatten it. And then I would turn mine over so it's upside down, still tipped down like this. And then I would tape this bottom part. And sometimes I would hold it with my knees like this. Take it, strap it down, pull down, make that little flap, pull that little flap down, pull it down. There we go, nice and easy. Yep. Make the little flap, push it down. And then you're gonna take your tape, and then you're gonna put it on the very edge of the butt of the rifle. Just like that, yep, period. And then you're going to carefully wrap it around it. Make sure it's like right on the tip too. Oh, nope, let's go down. Thank you. Okay, period. And then you're just gonna continue that all the way down. I would say about like maybe like 3 inches. And I would say circle back up too. And then I would cut it right there. So I'd go down once and then up once. Depends on what your instructor wants. By all means, do what they do. And then that is how it should look like, just like that. If y'all can't see that, I will show you guys up close. Let me show you guys up close. So this is what it should fully look like right now. This is what the tip of it should fully look like. Very, very smooth. This is what this should look like right here. Yes. This is what this part right here should look like. Very, very smooth. Yes. Yes, honey. Period. And then this part, just like before, how we did on this hole, it should be just like this, but not fully covered up. Not fully, unless your instructor. Oh, sorry, I can't talk today. Unless your instructor tells you differently. By all means, go for that. But yeah, like that hole's gonna be right there. But it's okay to just go right over it, and then that's what the butt should look like. And you can take a Sharpie and write your name literally right there on the tape, because like that's where no one will see, and that's also how you can tell if it's your rifle. Or you could literally write your name underneath the bolt so it won't get damaged or anything. And then how you know if you taped your neck completely is take your hand doing drop spins, and I would do drop spins. And if you cannot feel the tape fully, around your whole entire hand, then you did not tape it fully correctly. Which I did because all my fingers are touching the tape, so that is good. Let's go back over here and we're gonna continue taping our rifle. Yes, queen. Sorry if I'm using all these preppy words. Okay. So, now we're gonna set your rifle off to the side. Your strap, you should have 2 little loops right here, and there should be like 2 little knocks, like 2 little bolts right here. What I want you to do is take some tape, pick your favorite color. I personally would like to choose white because I want everything to match. And you're gonna tape it right over there, and I would go around that thing about like 3 times. Now it's okay if this gets air bubbles because this is a strap and it won't really do anything, but make sure you go over the exact same spot over and over again 3 times. That's 2, 2.5, 3, and then I would cut it and then use your body heat to really press that into each other. So then it should look like that. I'll come over there and show it to you guys in a second, but I need to do the other one. And this is just so these like little knocks and these like little bolts will not come out, because they will. Like that, learning from experience, like they came out and I couldn't find them. So that's 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3. And then we're gonna cut it. Press it down with our body heat. Yep, and then I'm gonna come over there and show you guys what this looks like. So there should be 2 little bolts right here, and then you should just tape them right over it, because if you don't, they will pop out. But if you did want to switch because once your strap gets worn down over time, it will stretch out to a farther length, and then you might have to take off that tape, take out the bolt, and actually like fix the strap to be further down, and that's a-okay too. So that's just how you would do that. It's completely fine. And if you need to add more holes into your strap, I would just consider, if that comes to the point if that's a decision that you would have to make, I would say just order a new strap, because that strap's pretty much a goner. And if it starts to tear, I would say just strap it around, like take some tape and strap around to the rifle. I'll show you guys a video on how to do that as well, but I wouldn't do it until I post about it. But if your strap does rip and break, I would just consider on getting a new one. That's the best bet that I would tell y'all to do. And then after you take these 2 little parts right here, I'm going to now, listen, this is optional. When you take the bolt of the rifle, there is an option you can do. You can take some tape and literally wrap it around the bolt so it like matches the rifle, which I might keep mine silver because I do like mine to be silver. And I was going to either strap it in black, red, or yellow, or white, but I think I'm just going to leave it the same color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to take my screws. Remember, they're the bigger screws for the bolt. You're going to pop them in there just like that. You're going to take your screwdriver. Sorry, I cannot talk today. And then you're just going to screw those back into place. Just remember, they're just going to go right back in place. And make sure you do them down really tight so then the bolt is really in there and it can't go anywhere. Okay, so that's really in there. Get the other longer screw. And make sure you're not bending the screw when you're screwing it in there, because a lot of the bolts will shift to the right or shift to the left if the screw is crooked, and that's how you know if you need to change out one of the screws. And you can get those screws, I think they're about maybe an inch long of a screw, or maybe an inch and a half. I would say an inch at the most. And hold on, let me tighten that up. Okay, yep, the bolt is completely secured on there. Nothing coming off. Nope, that is perfect. And then what you're going to do, take your strap just like this. Make sure the folded in part is going to be facing towards the rifle part, and the black or white or tan or yellow or whatever strap you have, make sure like that color is facing outwards. There should be like a little hole at the end of this rifle, at the end of the strap. You're going to put that along right up against that hole of that rifle. You could switch them on and off, it doesn't really matter, but how you would remember is if you would see the logo right here and you would just put it right up against the butt of it, and then that's how you know either side if it goes on there. And I would just take your little screw and I would just poke that hole, just to poke the hole through just through the tape, so then it's easier to get on there, because sometimes these things are not able to. And I would not just pull that right out of there. I would actually screw that in there and then screw it back out for safekeeping. And just so it doesn't damage the tape or anything, because I want this to be as professional as possible for y'all. And then you're going to eventually, this is like one of the hardest parts for a rifle. You gotta like screw this bolt back in place without messing up. And now these little screws can get very crooked, so you got to be careful on how you're twisting them in and making sure your metal piece is flat. Yep. Oh, make sure you screw them in there all the way. Make sure. Oh, Jesus! Almost cut myself. And make sure they're very tight in there and not loose. Ouch! Shin splints. Just like that. So then it should be very tight. Just like that. Yep. And then you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. I would take your, where did my little, there it is. I would take your little screw again, poke a little hole, screw it in there, then screw it back out so that it doesn't mess up the tape, and then put that right back over the hole. You will have to stretch that that strap back over to that same spot, because it is stretched the very first time you get your rifle. It is stretched the very first time you get your strap, so just make sure it's pulled all the way over to the spot, and then drill it. And you can use a screwdriver or a drill. I personally would say a screwdriver, because it's easier, and if you use a screwdriver, it doesn't go too far in and really mess up that part right there for your rifle. Just like that, and then that should be ready. And like I said, just like stretch that out a little bit, make it loose like my other one. And then now let me come to you. This is technically done. Technically, but not quite yet. So this is what it should look like. Fully taped. And then you're ready. You're almost ready to go outside and toss your rifle. You just need to do one last thing. I want you to take some tape and wrap it around this part right here, because I've had this part hit my finger and it busted a blood blister and it instantly started bleeding, and I don't want that to happen to you guys. So let me just grab my white tape real quick and my scissors, because I want this to be professionally and ethical. So you're just gonna take some tape, and I would say maybe go over it, just the screw part, nothing anything else really. Got that like little air bubble in there, but it's okay. And then you're just gonna go around that thing. 1, 2, 3. And then I would just cut it right there. And use your body heat to press that down. And then that should help you from hitting your finger a lot. And it looks better, and it doesn't give off a lot of attention. You're gonna do the same thing to this end. You're just gonna strap this white tape around it, or whatever color. You're gonna go around it 3 times. The butt of the rifle is always the hardest one to do. 2, 3, and then I would just like cut it before it reaches the other end of the rifle, like before it reaches this part. Then you're gonna like use your body heat to press that down. And then you're set to go. That is it. And then you're ready to go start tossing. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. And let me know if y'all want to see any other videos of me tossing, or how to teach y'all how to toss 36s, 37.5 inch, or 39 inches one day. Not now. I'm not ready for that. Ouch. But yes, let me know if y'all want any more taping videos on how to tape a saber or a flag next. I will be more than happy to do that. But thanks for watching, and I hope y'all guys have a fantastic day. And remember, keep spinning.